Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone, I rule well. And I want to give peace and salutations to the elect of Israel. To you all, I say Shalom. This is the brother Mayaka Allah from the GMS West Palm Beach camp, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to the flock of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai. Now, this is the book of Jude, chapter 1 and verse 7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of eternal fire. Right? Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, you know, all of the cities that engaged in the same behaviors of Sodomites, man. You know, all the cities that were cool with it, that encouraged it, man, that promoted it. They were supposed to be an example for all memoriam, for all time, of how not to live, man. And the morality of that place was man can live with man, woman can live with woman. They were going after strange flesh, man. So you know they were also into bestiality and so on and so forth, man. There's all types of wickedness, man. When you read the book of Genesis, you know, it even talks about, when you read the account of Lot and his family, it even talks about how the men of Sodom and Gomorrah even tried to rape angels, man. All right, not only grown men, but older men, even fucking little, young men too, children, man. This is how corrupt, morally corrupt that place was, man. All right, but fast forward to today, we're living in a worse than Sodom and Gomorrah. Hey, cause that same thing will happen today, man. If there wasn't any 911 or the fear of prison, this place will be, it'll be straight chaos, which it will be when Jacob's trouble strikes, man. But people are only so-called behaving themselves. You can't even say that because people are doing all types of abominations, man. But it only looks like, on the surface, that people are behaving themselves because of the fear of the punishment. Now, if everybody was on one accord and had the like mind, you know, this place would be, uh, even though it is already, but this place it would be unlivable, man. Women wouldn't be able to walk outside. Men wouldn't be able to walk outside. If they were trying to rape angels, man, all right, that means they were ready. They were ready to do anything, man. And this is the times that we're coming into, because those same spirits that were alive then are alive now. But this is what happens when you're cool with everything, man, and you say to yourself, let people love who they love, and they're not hurting anybody, or so on and so forth. They may not physically be hurting anybody, but they are hurting everybody. All right, they're hurting the men of the Lord, even the women of the Lord, who see that atrocious behavior and have to sigh out and cry out against it, man. They're hurting them. They're hurting, children around them who have to grow up watching that behavior and thinking it's normal. You're hurting the mindset of people, man. You're infecting them with your demons, man. Even though they might not have that lustful demon of going after strange flesh, but they will be content with other people around them going after it, man. All right, but I said all that to say this, man, because I came across this meme and it says the slippery slope, and it says start here. All right, and as it started, and really the crazy thing is this slope isn't a 50-year period or 20-year period. This is really about maybe a 12-year period, because this really started with that nigga Obama, man. And when I say nigga, I don't mean that nigga was Jake, man. Obama was a heathen, man, or is a heathen. Salakia. I say was in a sense of his term as president, right? But they used him, a so-called blackface, because people will see Obama and identify him as black. Oh, that's a black guy, all right? But he's not so-called black, man. He is not an Israelite. He is a Hamite, all right? Some people say he's an Edomite, man. because of his forefathers, man. But we all I know is that he's not an Israelite. But nonetheless, right? He's the one that went to the Supreme Court and basically legalized sodomites to get married, man. Abomination, man. And what does the scripture say? As the leader, so are the people. And this is why we live in a society where this shit is so normal, man. And this shit is in every TV show. It's in a lot of commercials, man. You can't watch one sporting event without seeing a sodomite or a feminine man in the commercials, man. Right? Even in during October, people consider NFL players or football players, super manly. But hey, in the month of October, what do? They they start to wear pink to promote breast cancer awareness. Now, as a man, wearing pink isn't going off, but it's the ideology they push behind it. Cause then during that month, you'll start seeing more NFL players wearing dresses, even pink dresses, man. Try to effeminize and show you an inverse way to live, man. This is an inverse spirit. Anything that goes against nature is an abomination, man. So when you have relationships where same sex relationship, that's an abomination, you know. Crossbreeding plants, animals, that's off, man. That's an abomination, man. That's wicked, man. The Lord created everything and He set everything in His order, man. All right. And so when you're an Israelite and you decide to promote or be cool with this inverse lifestyle, man, it's backwards, man. It's base. It's just what it really is. It's base, man. People who have this demonic spirit on them, where they're attracted to the same sex, that's a base spirit, and it's the most dangerous spirit. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, it is the most dangerous spirit. Because if you're willing, to accept that demon upon you and go through those actions and not rebuke those thoughts that you be having, hey, you are susceptible to any type of spirit, man. There's no spirit that's too far for you, man. All right, because even some people might have a spirit of stealing, but man, but stealing could come out of necessity or it could come out of greed. Right? Some people have a spirit of stealing, but some things will be crossing the line. Yeah, I'll steal, but I won't kill. I'll steal. Well, if you steal, you will lie, because stealing is kind of a lie. But I'll steal, but I won't smoke weed. I'll steal, but I won't eat pork. Some people, when you have certain spirits, it doesn't give you. You still have a respect towards. You still have a line that you won't cross. You still have morals at the end of the day, even though it's still off. But when you have this sodomite spirit, man, there's no line that's too far for you to cross, man. And this is why they did studies that say sodomites, when they commit murder, it's the most violent type of murder, man. You'll see the detectives and the officers walk into a crime scene, and the body will have 100+ stab wounds, blood splattered on the walls, blunt force trauma to the head, all of one person. What would drive somebody to hate somebody that much? It's not hate. It's just the demon. It's a demon that's uncontrollable, man. This is why the sodomite spirit. That's why when you see one sodomite, that motherfucker has to die, man, because that shit does spread, man. Abominations, if you don't root them shits out, they do spread. But this is the book of Deuteronomy 7:6. For thou art an holy people unto the Lord Yahweh thy power. The Lord Yahweh thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all the people that are upon the face of the earth. And the reason I'm bringing this out through the Spirit is because when the Lord scattered us among the nations, when the Lord, or when we go to other nations, we're not supposed to let the other nations and their agendas and their ideologies infect us, man. Our culture comes from the heavens. If you're an Israelite, your culture, your way of life, your conduct, it should be heavenly 24/7, man. The things you practice, the way you dress, the way you carry yourself, the high holidays you follow, man. Your hobbies, these are, it should all be heavenly, right? Now, of course, you could have, you can indulge in folly. You can indulge in wickedness. You can't indulge in anything that's off according to the law. But you can't indulge in folly. But everything that we are designed and programmed to be heavenly, man. But when we mingle among the nations, you know, their way of life affects us, right? There's a show on Netflix, or at least it used to be on Netflix, that is called Daredevil, and Daredevil is about a so-called superhero who's blind, but he uses heightened senses and his martial art abilities to fight crime, and the main antagonist, the bad guy, who's called Kingpin, uh, he uh he was talking to Daredevil, and he said, "You know what the most dangerous thing about you is? It isn't your strength, it isn't your fighting ability, it's your ideology, man. Right? Because ideology spreads like cancer, man. So when you say, let sodomites get married, let them love who they want to love, right? That ideology spreads and it becomes a cancer. Now you're seeing uh, politicians and so-called world leaders having commercials and advertisements where you'll see their pride flag flying in it, man. Right? Trying to indoctrinate the people and spread that ideology throughout the four corners of the earth. But that's how it starts, man. Yeah, let them get married, and then once you let them get married, hey, let them. You gotta bake our Slovakia. You gotta bake our cakes, man. You gotta bake our sodomite cakes to express our sodomite love, right? Because there was that one story where that baker, I think it was in Colorado somewhere, where he refused to bake cakes for sodomites, man. That he ended up getting sued, or either he ended up getting sued and he had to make the cake, or the case was dropped that he didn't have to make the cake, or nonetheless. But either way, that's how it starts. And then the next phase to that is you got to use their pronouns. Even though you may be talking to a biological man, if he identifies as a woman, you gotta follow what he says. You gotta follow what he says. You gotta indulge in his ideology. You gotta indulge in his wickedness, man. But hey, through the spirit, I never met a person like this in real life where they got offended if I call them the so-called wrong gender, because you know I'm gonna take it there, Lord willing. And then what's next after that? Allow minors to dance for us in drag. Now you see that, you see videos of so-called gay pride where you'll have minors and children in opposite sex clothing. You have boys in dresses or girls dressed as boys dancing as fucking drag queens for grown ass men, man. This ideology has infected the population of and the average Babylonian mind, and this is why America has to be destroyed, man. Because you let one sodomite live. By letting one sodomite live, you created millions of sodomites, man. And this is why the Lord's law is perfect, man. If the law was followed in America, we would not be in this position at all, man. All right, but it is designed not to be followed in America. It is designed for America to be destroyed, so the law could be established by the nation of Israel, man. Not talking about the Israelis, but the Israelites who descend from the man Israel, which consist in America for the most part of you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. You are the true Israelites according to the Bible. So when you see these talk of these Israelis, or you see talk of so-called anti-Semitism, or you see talk of, hey, they're persecuting the so-called you wish, right? Those people aren't the people, man. Those people do not fit any prophecy concerning the nation of Israel and the Israelites, right? But they will fit prophecy concerning judgment and captivity, man. All right? And now, we're in this place where let teachers choose your kid's gender, right? Because now you drop off your kids to the school and you don't know who the fuck is teaching them or what their ideology is. So now these teachers are infecting the children, and infected children grow up to be corrupted adults who create infected children. It's a cycle right? Because two sodomites can't procreate. Two sodomites can't create their own children to indoctrinate. So they have to indoctrinate and recruit other people's children, man. This is a sick game. And the last step, the final step to their plan, Agenda 2030, normalize PDF files, man. They want PDF files to be normal, right? And just like you see Candace always talking about, and I mentioned this in a lesson before too, about how PDF files, if they catch a case here, they could go to Israel and not be persecuted. They could go to Israel and not face any cases, man. They could go to Israel and live a normal life, right? I believe it's called the return to home law, man. And this is why you see so many politicians with dual citizenships, man. Because, hey, just like Scripture says, as the leader is so are the people. And if the leader is corrupt and wicked, the majority of people are going to be corrupt and wicked. And this is the place that we're in now, man. But this is why the Lord told us to cry out against this place, man. Because if you don't cry out against this place, you're gonna take part of their judgment, man. If you don't cry out against this place and say how wicked this place is, man, and truly believe that in your mind and be vexed with this place, man, that means you're content with it, man. But the scripture tells us to arise ye and depart, for this is not a rest. It's impossible for an Israelite man to be content in America, man. This place was not created for us to be content. This is a prison sentence that we're living out, man. But the Wadiyaba Shem Yahshua, we're coming to the end of our prison sentence. There's gonna be no probation. There's gonna be no parole. There's gonna be no supervised visits, man. There's gonna be no keeping up with your probation officer or checking in. Because once we're out of here, man, we're gonna be completely free, man. But true freedom starts with knowing the truth, man. According to John 8, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. So once you know and understand the truth, then this is when freedom begins, man. You see Kamala Harris and the so-called Democrats, man, the Democrats. They had their convention last night, and their theme song was a Beyonce song called "Freedom," man. This is the song that they're trying to sing and rock you niggas to sleep, man. Because the only people still looking for freedom is the Israelites, man. The only people still crying out about oppression are Israelites. Now you'll see so-called white people crying about oppression too, but they're crying about oppression towards us, man. They think they know what's best for us, man. But what's truly best for us is to come back to the Heavenly Father, man. Come back to the law, statutes, commandments. Come back to the lifestyle He created for us and created us to live, man. All right, because you're gonna live it. If you're an Israelite, you're gonna live that lifestyle one way or another, man. You're going to, man. The longer you resist it, the more painful your judgment will be, man. And the rest of the nations are going to live this lifestyle too, because all nations are going to flow to Israel to learn the law, statutes, and commandments, pursuant to the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, man. But this is Ezekiel chapter 9 and verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right? Only for the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that are done in the midst thereof. A lot of people, the majority of people, they're not crying out about what's going on in this place. They're content with it, man. Verse 5. And to the others he said in mine hearing, go ye after him and through the city, and smite. Let not your eyes spare, neither have ye pity. Slay utterly old and young, both maids and little children, and women, but come not near any man upon whom is the mark, and begin at my sanctuary. Then they began at the ancient men which were before the house. Right? Judgment must first begin at the house of the Lord, man. But at the same time, nobody is exempt from judgment. Doesn't matter if you're old, doesn't matter if you're young, it doesn't matter if you're a little boy, a little girl, a man, woman, child. It doesn't matter. Nobody is exempt, man. Nobody's exempt from judgment, man. All right? And this is why the people will tell you in the world, oh, they were just children. They didn't know any better. Let boys be boys, this, that, and the other. No. Correct them. Correct them. Correct anybody that needs correction, man. Don't overcorrect anybody, Because if a man is still a heretic after two admonitions, reject, man. But at the same time, don't be content with abominations, man. Because if you're content with the abominations, it only makes shit worse, right? People will teach you tolerance until people will teach you to be tolerant and tolerate this and tolerate that until it's normal, man. Before it was you know, let people love who they love, tolerate them, you know. Now it's full blown fucking in your face, man. You cannot turn on the TV, the news, you know, go out in public without seeing some sort of abomination, man. It's impossible. You can't watch TV for more than 1 minute without seeing abomination, unless it's just you know, unless you're watching like an animal documentary or something. If you're watching people on TV, even having a conversation or doing things, living their so-called day-to-day lives, if you watch it for 1 minute, you're gonna see a abomination, a straight abomination, man. And this is how they teach you to tolerate it until it becomes normalized, man. And once it becomes normal, righteousness becomes the things people are forced to tolerate, man. But no, because now righteousness become abomination to these people, man, because they tolerated wickedness for so long. All right, but the water about we don't have to deal with that for much longer because the Lord's about to destroy this place with thermonuclear missiles, man. America is about to be destroyed, and violent is going to be the end of it, man. But I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Lord, when this lesson was edifying, again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, double honor to the elders and the apostles of great millstone I rule well, and peace and salutation to the elect of Israel. Until next time, I want to say Shalom and Abba Babal.